Blue. This is the most common color associated with the Jedi Order and is typically carried by those who focus on the physical aspects of being a peacekeeper. These individuals, known historically as Jedi Guardians, prioritize lightsaber combat and athletic prowess to defend the Republic. The blue hue manifests when a kyber crystal bonds with a student who possesses a courageous and protective spirit. Characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker famously wielded these blades throughout the Clone Wars to signify their roles as frontline defenders. Green. This shade is traditionally linked to Jedi consulars, who are members of the Order who prefer to solve conflicts through diplomacy and a deep study of the Force. When a crystal turns green, it reflects a wielder who is highly meditative and values the mysteries of the universe over the mechanics of war. Masters like Yoda and Qui-Gon Jinn utilized green sabers to show their alignment with the living Force. Luke Skywalker also famously constructed a green lightsaber after losing his father's blue one, marking his transition from a wandering pilot to a true Jedi Master. Red. Unlike the natural colors of the Jedi, this crimson hue is an artificial corruption of the kyber crystal's essence. Because these crystals are inherently aligned with the light side, they do not naturally bond with practitioners of the dark side. To bypass this, a Sith or an Inquisitor must take a crystal by force and pour their hatred, pain, and malice into it until it literally bleeds. This process of bleeding the crystal results in the menacing red glow that has become the universal symbol of the Sith Lords. Purple. This is an exceptionally rare color that represents a unique balance between the light and dark sides of the Force. The most famous wielder, Mace Windu, utilized a combat style that allowed him to channel his inner darkness into a tool for the light without being consumed by it. The purple blade is essentially a blend of the traditional Jedi blue and the Sith red, signifying a warrior who understands the full spectrum of the Force. While its real-world origin began as a specific request from actor Samuel L. Jackson, its in-universe lore has evolved into a symbol of moral complexity and raw power. Yellow. This color is most frequently seen in the hands of the Jedi Temple Guards, the anonymous sentinels tasked with protecting the Jedi's most sacred halls. These guards represent a middle ground between the warrior and the scholar, focusing on security and the preservation of ancient traditions. In the broader history of the galaxy, yellow blades were often carried by Jedi sentinels, who spent their time out in the field using practical skills like tracking and slicing. When Rey Skywalker revealed a yellow blade at the end of her journey, it signaled a new beginning and a shift away from the rigid categories of the past. White. This brilliant, colorless blade is the result of a process known as purifying a corrupted crystal. Ahsoka Tano famously obtained her white lightsabers by taking the red crystals from a defeated Inquisitor and using the Force to heal them. By stripping away the hatred and the bleed, she restored the crystals to a state of purity that was neither Jedi nor Sith. These blades represent her status as a Ronin or an independent Force user who follows her own path outside of any formal organization. Black, also known as the Dark Saber, this is a one-of-a-kind weapon created over 1,000 years ago by Tare Vizsla, the first Mandalorian to ever be inducted into the Jedi Order. It features a unique, flat blade shaped like a traditional sword and emits a low-pitched hum, unlike any other lightsaber. Because of its history, the Darksaber became a symbol of leadership for the Mandalorian people, with the belief that whoever wins it in combat has the right to rule Mandalore. It is physically heavier than a standard lightsaber and reacts intensely to the emotional state and willpower of the person holding it. Orange. This rare hue recently returned to the spotlight as a color representing those who walk the fringes of the Jedi way. It is often associated with individuals who are highly unconventional or who possess a more aggressive temperament than the average Jedi without fully descending into darkness. In some older legends, orange crystals were found in nature on specific planets, making them a choice for explorers who found their own path away from the standard Kyber caves. It remains one of the most mysterious colors in the spectrum, often linked to the transition between different eras of the Force.